My Hebrew brothers and sisters, the 12 tribes of Israel scattered all over the globe. Welcome back. This is your Moreh Yeshu Ben Uriah Israel, and we thank you for your time and tuning in, and also for your subscriptions and for your comments. And we just want to just let you know that we appreciate every effort you put in, okay? And invite your friends and loved ones also to help us realize our goal as soon as we can, as we work towards 1,000 subscriptions. Remember, we said that we want to go live. Going live will give us more time, to concentrate and what we're doing, as far as bringing the word of Yahuwah to you. Remember that I said we can go live now, but we will not be able to accommodate but between 70 and 73 people in the room. Now, we're going to be patient as we work towards the next segment of the subscriptions. We need just about little under 200 subscriptions, probably between 188 to 190 subscriptions we need, okay, as we move towards the goal. All right, so the last sessions we were dealing with part 6 in the advice, good advice in Proverbs chapter 3, and we dealt with verses 7 and 8 in the last session. Now we want to deal with verses 9 and 10. Say, honor Yahuwah with thy substance, and the first fruit with the first fruit of all thine increase. So shall thy barns be filled with plenty, and thy presses shall burst out with new wine. Now, this is a command. This is a command. My brothers and my sisters, let me say this. The Christian church said that all the commandments are done away with. They're nailed to the cross. That's the general teaching of the Christian church. So, he said, even the 10 Commandments, he said the law is done away with, nailed to the cross, even the 10 Commandments. I was reading something a week ago where someone, a Christian, made a comment about the law is done away with and the 10 Commandments, all that is nailed to the cross. Then he went on to talk and he said, but that does not mean you should go and do it. That does not mean you should go and commit any other sins. Then, if it's nailed to the cross, you shouldn't worry about. If all the commandments is nailed to the cross, then you shouldn't worry about them disobeying it then. Because you said you don't have to obey it anymore. Now, this passage here, and especially verse 9 in chapter, Proverbs chapter 3, verse 9, verses 9 and 10. This is one of the passage that the Christian like to quote when they come to tithing and giving. And they go over. You see, the commandment is done away with, right? It's nailed to the cross. We don't have to keep them anymore. Because Yeshua, they said Jesus. They didn't say Yeshua, they said Jesus, because I don't think they believe in Yeshua, they believe in Jesus. The Jesus that they created. Okay? Now, so Jesus did all of that. It's not needed anymore. based on their concept and their philosophy. But you see, the thing is that if the commandment is done away with, Malachi chapter 3 verse 10, to give the tithe into the storehouse and so on. You know the verse. That's a command. That's a command of Yahuwah. That is a commandment of Yahuwah. And when it comes to Proverbs chapter 3 verse 9, verses 9 and 10, this is a commandment too. Okay? So how can you say the commandment is done away with? But when it comes to giving, you talk about the storehouse, and you're going to use the church as a storehouse. Now, this commandment in Malachi chapter 3 verse 10 was not given to the church. It was given to the Hebrew Israelite people. Right? The church, the so-called church, was not in existence. Okay? Was not in existence. But they're ready to go and use that verse when they come and giving. Right? Okay? In Proverbs chapter 3 verses 9 and 10, the church was not in existence at the time either. Where they said to worship Yahuwah. The word honor here is the same word as, like you say, it means also to worship, worshiping him in giving back to him. I believe in his word, my brothers and my sisters. And I believe that this is a command. Okay? Just like Malachi chapter 3 verse 10 is a command, this is also one of his commandments. Okay? This is his word. I honor his word. He said we are to honor Yahuwah with thy substance and the first fruits of thy increase. I was looking at the word honor here. And the word honor in the Hebrew is kabad. Kabad. And it's kaf, bet, and dalet. Kabed. Or you can say kabed. It's two different rendering of the word. One is kabad and one is kabed. And the meaning of this is make self many. Make self many. Nobles prevail. Honor. Be rich, to glorify him. So what he said here, we are to honor him. Honor Yahuwah with thy substance. Thy substance. And the first fruit of thy increase. What is saying here? That Yahuwah is blessing us. Okay? When he blesses us, we have to make sure we bless him back. Amen, brother. Okay? So that means his work, his ministry, his word, we're trying to put his word out. Okay? In the Hebrew Israelite history, there was this storehouse, a storeroom. They would give to the storeroom, and you would take care of the priests and the Levites and all those who serve. Okay, that means the money, and it was an agricultural society at the time, so a lot of what they have was basically agricultural products. And they would look for the best and the biggest First fruit. When it's time to reap the first fruit, they will tie that back, at 10% of that. They will tie 10% of the time back, the talent back to the service of Yahuwah. And so we look for the best to give him. My brothers, my sisters, remember that Yahuwah he did the best for us. He gave the best for us. He gave his only begotten son, Yeshua. Okay? And so, he said we are to honor him with our substance. Okay? What he blesses us with. We are to honor him back with our substance, and then also the first fruit of our increase. All right. So what is saying here? The Apostle Paul, he made mention of this in 1 Corinthians 15:20, where he says Yeshua was the first fruit of them that slept. Okay? And so what is saying here though, we are to make sure Yahuwah gave his best for us. We now in turn must give our best to him. The first fruit of our increase. Okay, the word fruit, first fruit here is the Hebrew word reshith, and it's resh, aleph, shin, and yod, and then tav. And this meaning that the first in place, in time, in order, in rank. Okay? A first fruit, beginning, chief, principal thing. Yeshua is your first fruit. That's of them that slept, them that fall asleep. Okay. And so now we in turn, right, my brothers and sisters, we must sacrifice. We must sacrifice our best. We must give Yah our best. He said, honor Yahuwah. Honor him with our substance and with the first fruit of our increase. Now notice that in verse 10 it says, what's going to happen when we do that? He's going to bless us tremendously. You know, the prosperity preachers want to do this and do that and do that, and they say, you're going to be rich. Yeah. You don't talk about just rich, you talk about the blessing that you're going to give us. So shall thy barn be filled. You're not going to be empty. You're going to be filled with plenty, my brothers and my sisters. So shall thy barns be filled. When we honor Yahuwah, when we give him our best, he's going to keep providing the jobs for us. He's going to provide way for us. Amen. He's going to give us good health because we gave him our life. Right? He's going to give us good health. He's going to give us increase. We won't go hungry. So shall our barns be filled with plenty, and thy presses shall burst out with new wine. We are not going to be destitute, my brothers and my sisters. We're not going to be destitute. If I see a believer walking around destitute, something is wrong. Because Yahuwah said if we honor him, he will bless us, he will honor us. He said, so shall thy barns be filled with plenty. He's going to always give us something. You're going to make way for us. We won't go naked. We won't go starving. My brothers, my time is gone again. Shalom, and walk with the King. Be a blessing to others today, and walk with the King. Let me say again, shalom. And I trust your Shabbat is going well. Almost time to end our Shabbat, but I hope you're going well. Be a blessing again. Love you. Blessings. Shalom.